All right, let's now transition to listings, getting listings. And I first want to start with focusing on temporarily on non-repeat and referral listings. So what are you doing to get listings outside of your sphere of influence? And what I want to, the first way I want to approach it is, what were the best sources and primary catalyst drivers or catalysts for growth when you were, let's say you started from, you said you called Bob when you had 60, when you were doing 60 transactions a year? Okay.
Yes.
So to go from 60 transactions a year to 710 families served. Now I understand there's a team and there's, exponential leverage and all that, but to go from 60 to 710, what were the best non-repeat and referral sources of listings for you, and how did you get them? How did you close them? Like, what worked to get you to drive that massive growth?
Sure. Well, and I pulled it up just so I could have some more accurate numbers and readings to go off of. Our second best source was our marketing.
First best source is repeat and referrals?
First was repeat referrals.
Okay, sure.
So that was 32% of our business. So that was a pretty good number for the referrals or repeat referrals.
Oh.
So let's see, the marketing is 25, which marketing is pretty vague. So let me dive that down a little bit.
Please.
We have expired letters that go out on a regular basis. And that's something I started back when I was, had no money and was a mom with 2 kids trailing around. I would just contact all the expireds because I had a good plan in place. I've refreshed it over the years, but I've kept it consistent.
Okay.
And so consistency is key. Why would I want to lose something that I already knew was producing for me?
Sure.
Great. That's been about 16 sales this last year. So it's not huge numbers, but I mean, there's 42 leads, 16 sales.
Okay.
Out of that, that's
16 listings.
Conversion. Yes.
Yeah, 16 listings. Okay, in 2016.
Correct. Then we jump to the signs. Using a dialer, an 800 number, so that people can either text or call in and listen to a recording about a home. That was huge for us as well.
Okay.
We had a really large lead source coming in from that because it's convenient. People don't want to be pressured. And we need a way to capture them. So that was 118 leads that just came from that for just our listings. Because I'm only looking at listings here.
Right.
Buyers.
Do you have numbers on how many of those 118 turned into listing transactions?
21.
21. Okay, got it.
Then our next source would be people Googling us. So we don't really know exactly where, but sometimes you do top of mind advertising where you're supporting the local baseball team. We only support clients who've used us because we get people, and I'm sure everybody does, coming to us every week. I mean, I feel like it's sometimes 15 a week asking for money, whether it's a baseball team, a basketball team, a charity drive, some dogs need help. Everybody wants a handout. So we have had to start limiting it to, it needs to pertain to our core values if it's something such as a charitable group, or it's supporting homes, home ownership, or it's a client that is doing something directly. So baseball, that's where I believe the Google would come into, Google and Yahoo search engines. A lot of those are some of our top of mind advertising that's really just community driven.
Okay.
Walk-ins. I mean, just being available, having somebody, the doors unlocked, somebody in the office. I'm actually surprised how many offices I see, they just don't have anybody available. So we ensure that we have somebody always available. So that's just marketing, being creative, putting signs out, not just, okay, yeah, there's a building there. Say, hey, I'm here. Raise your hand. I'm available. Come over here and talk to me.
Right.
So we put signs out, we put flyers out and flags out when we have somebody who's here on call ready to speak to you if you want to just walk in.
Two things that I've seen work well for brokerages is doing open office signs, like an open house, but open office with like balloons on it, especially on the weekend.
Exactly right.
And the other thing I've seen work well is putting paper flyers in the window, like literally filling up all the windows facing the street of possible listings. People or current active listings, people would just stop and look and then want to walk inside for more information about that listing.
People get stopped by pictures. They love that. So they can see it and then go, oh yeah, I want to give some more information about this listing. If you have strong walk by traffic, that's great. We don't we end up having drive-by, but that's why we use the flags and just come on in.
Right.
We're here.
When I was an agent 6-7 years ago, in the space of like 6 months, I picked up 2 or 3 clients just from walk-ins, just from being in the office on a Saturday or a Sunday. And I didn't have any business at the time, so I should be spending my time being available. And yeah, picked up clients just by literally sitting in an office.
We had another newer agent join us just recently. We've had it all of a sudden, a couple agents just joined us this past week. And I say all of a sudden, but it's the momentum. We've been recruiting for a while. And so great guy. We know he's going to be killing it. And he came from another company where he was working his tail off to be able to close some deals and get some leads. When you're on your own, it's tough out there. It's a jungle.
Right.
So he's like, I don't understand. When I just, I stopped in, he's at the front desk. I'm like, how's it going? I'm just blown away. I mean, people are actually just reaching out to us. They want to actually buy houses. This is so easy. You're teeing it up. It's just leaving it up to me to close them. And then the phone ring goes, my phone's ringing. Somebody is calling me and wants to buy a house right now. And he answered real estate. And he did great. He was spot on. He was like, oh, I know that property. Let me explain that to you. He was great. I mean, that's all you have to do is just be available. Just answer your phone.
Right. Love that.
Any websites, but that's the last one. And I'm sure everybody has websites, but we've got great website marketing and ensuring that you're getting it out there onto the search engines.
Okay. Let me circle back to expired letters. I want to get just a little bit granular with that. How often do you mail?
We mail every week.
Every week? What day of the week? Is there a specific day of the week, or is it like as soon as it hits the market, you send it? Or how do you time the sending then?
We have them timed. But we scatter them through because we send it's like Santa Claus's house out there sometimes with the post office. We have so much mail that'll cycle through. Our ladies can't handle it all on one day. So it is scheduled between 5 days, Monday through Friday, and they just have pieces that are constantly rotating. Some weeks it's 200, some weeks it's 500, but they'll just be cycling through every day, just who's next. But the clients only see, of course, they're one, and they receive yours on a consistent basis every week.
So let's say that I'm a homeowner with an active listing and I'm about to expire. How do you time sending a letter to them? Do you time it like that you mail it the day it expired, the day after? Like, what, do you see what I'm saying? Like, is there a specific way that you time the first delivery around the date of their expiration? That
is also somebody who reviews it Monday through Friday. And they'll see who expired, and then I have a criteria list that they go through to scrub, and then they inspect the property on the MLS and see, do we see that this is sellable? This is somebody that we actually could sell.
Got it.
So based off my criteria and them scrubbing it to say it's sellable, then we will start marketing to them right away.
And then when you mail that, do you only mail an expired one time, or do you follow up with them via mail again?
We follow up with them every week for 16 weeks.
For 16 weeks. Do you do any other follow-up with them? Like, do somebody get on the phone and call them too, in partnership with the mailing, right? Or is it just literally just direct mail and that's it? And if they pick up the phone and call, great. If not, then whatever.
When it was me, it was consistent. I called every single week along with it, and it was to follow up and ensure they received the letter. Now, I can't guarantee 100% it's happening anymore because I hear some of my agents say they're getting busy, and now I've got an ISA and he's taking it over, and he's like, this is so easy. It's like, gosh, I'm just calling them and they love talking to me, and I don't think we were. So we saw an increase in activity. When you are consistent, sending them something, calling just to ensure that they're okay, they received it, see if they have any questions, that's when you see that momentum start to happen.
Okay, so
I can tell when we're not consistent.
Got it. So you do advise calling every week in addition to, got it. So it's a partnership. Send something in the mail, call about what you send in the mail.
Yes.
Do you advise going out and door knocking?
I do. Okay. I mean,
would you do all three? Like, would you literally do all three if you could? Like, so if I'm an agent, I don't have a lot of business. I should be out, spending most of my time doing productive activity, right? Prospecting, trying to get new business. So if I'm a new agent, should I mail, door knock, and call, like all three?
Absolutely. If you are tenacious enough and you need to sell whatever it is that you want to sell, you work it backwards. If you are not having people call you, real estate's a belly-to-belly business.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're out there talking to them, meeting with them, it's not going to happen. So use that opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to cover everybody in this region, this section of town, whatever it is, cipher them through and go, I'm just going to pop by. Hey, I was just in the area, and have something prepared, a reason to pop by. Don't pop by and be kind of weird and like, hey, I just decided I want to stop here randomly.
Right.
But pop by with a purpose. So create a purpose. Have some great staging tips. Have something that is of information that it would be valuable to them, that branded by you, so that you can leave them something behind and just say, I was thinking about you and in the area. I thought rather than mailing this, I would just drop it by for you in hopes that I was able to see you. And then if I wasn't able to see them, I also have blank envelopes in my car. Just fold it up, write a note. Hey, just was popping by to see if I could catch you at home, was thinking of you and thought you might find this helpful.
Got it.
Just
Okay.
gives you a reason.
Amanda, what order would you do that in if you were somebody who had the time to do it, and you should be doing it then? What order would you do? Mail, phone call, door knock in?
When I did it of pop by, and then mail, and then what was it? Oh, and then follow with the phone call. Because I wanted to, for me, back in the beginning, I didn't have the money to just be wasting it willy-nilly on stamps.
Right.
So I wanted to also see if I could maybe meet them ahead of time,
Okay.
build that relationship. If they were a complete jerk, you don't want to deal with them. Why waste your time?
Right.
You want to work with jerks. So, but most were not. I mean, 1 out of 20 were a jerk. So I saw them, I liked them, I got to meet them, and then I would follow up with them with a thank you note and an item of value, maybe on staging or how to stay secure while in case they were selling their home by owner, I want to give them something on how to be secure during those moments. And then follow up with a phone call. Did they receive that letter? So it's just a natural process of just being a good human to another human if I want to help you. How are things? I'm here for you whenever you need me.
Okay, gotcha. And you say that now you guys mail for 16 weeks.
We do.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a long cycle. Okay, when you guys going to point number 2 for yard signs. Let me play devil's advocate, right? For the sake of just conversation, let's play tug of war with this just a little bit. I don't disagree with you, but let's just play tug of war with it for the sake of the audience. Amanda, who calls yard signs anymore? What are you talking about? Like, why even put flyers in the box? Nobody's going to check that. They're going to go online and they're going to look at it.
People start online. When they're curious, they go online. When it's 3 a.m. and they wake up, they go online. But when they are serious enough to get their lazy butt off the couch and away from the TV and get in their car and drive around, they're hot. They're ready to buy something. And they're so motivated, they don't even want to just look online. Now they want to see what the neighborhood feels like, what the neighbors look like. How are you keeping your yard up? So that's why we have to make it staged right. And your lawn needs to be mowed and edged, and you need to pressure wash your sidewalk, because people are driving by and checking you out, and they want to know what your neighbors look like. If your neighbors look like a dump, volunteer to maybe mow their yard and pressure wash their sidewalk for them.
Right.
They're comparing you on.
Right.
Those are hot people. So that's why we really want to be available to answer the phone and take those phone calls as soon as possible. Somebody picks up that phone and we can see, oh my gosh, somebody is on 123 Sunshine Street right now. They're listening to the recording. Oh my gosh, if they don't, a lot of times they'll connect through. They'll say they want more information. They'll connect through. That agent's ready and anxious. I can't wait to talk to them. Sometimes they'll hang up and we'll just, out of politeness, call back to ensure they received all the information that they needed.
Right.
And since they're in the neighborhood of 123 Sunshine Street, maybe that wasn't the one for them because they hated the neighbors they found out.
Right.
Oh, it's okay. We have 5 more in the vicinity, and we can direct them over there. It's a great way for us to be able to sell properties and move properties.
From my perspective, and tell me what you think, and I have no ego in this, but from my perspective, somebody who filled up a gas tank in their SUV with $70, got in the car, took time out of their Saturday to start driving around, from my perspective, is the hottest prospect on the face of the planet.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
That's exactly it. If they're taking their time out of their day to go out there. They're motivated. Those are motivated buyers. Those are the hottest ones you get. You could probably close them that week.
Because there's so much intent, right? Like at this point, the intent isn't a question anymore, right? So it's not like an online lead where it's like, are you thinking? Like, no, dude, I'm in the car with my wife and my kids, and I got put $70 in the gas tank, and we're eating McDonald's because we're on the go. Like we have intent.
Yes. If people are relocating, checking out the area, I mean, they may have been looking online 3 months ago, but now they're there. They're in the area. They're looking. They want somebody who's willing to jump in the car right now with them and get them in the house that they need.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me ask you this. How do you get people to call? Like, are you doing anything specific with your yard signs to get people to pick up the phone and call? Or are you just using flyers with a typical number? I mean, are you doing anything to trigger a phone call?
We are not putting our pricing on our properties.
Got it. Okay. And I've heard that strategy before. So you don't put the price on there.
Very small description. We do give number of bedrooms, bath, and square feet because that's important to people. Very, very minimal description, mainly pictures. People really don't want to read. They would really rather listen to it and look at the pretty pictures.
Okay.
And so we really want to just dress it up and show what a beautiful dollhouse this is. Let them listen to the soothing voice of this wonderful person that we have on the phone, talk about how beautiful this house is and they could create a life here. And then if they would like...
That's pre-recorded information, right? That's all pre-recorded information they call in and listen to? Okay, got it.
And then if they want up-to-date pricing, they can just say, yes, they would like to speak to somebody about the up-to-date pricing. Because you never know, pricing could always change.
And that's a live connect then to a buyer specialist or an ISA, or who does that connect to in your organizational structure?
A buyer specialist.
A buyer specialist. So you are sending to somebody who's top-notch talent to actually handle that phone call.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. All right, expired letters, yard signs, and then the rest are just Googling, walk-ins, and then of course website. Okay, that makes sense. Specifically, when you say Googling, what's the difference between Googling and website from your perspective? Because you kind of listed those as two different things.
Because there's a top of mind advertisement out there that could have gone. If somebody goes to amandahoward.com, it is, once in a while, they'll just type it in. Mm-hmm. But many people are going, maybe they heard it on the radio or they just knew about it somehow, saw it on a television commercial, saw it on a flyer. But if they Google us, it's usually because somebody said, call Amanda Howard Real Estate, or maybe they're Googling top Huntsville realtors or their Huntsville properties. They're Googling it for some reason, and then we came up. So Google actually is another source because we've got to have these keywords. We have to keep our blogs updated. We have to do, I do trainings, tutorials. We do videos for our homes. We do things, that constant work to be able to keep our rankings up there so that Google can find us.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Is there anything about getting listings or generating listings outside of repeat and referrals that I haven't asked you that I should have asked you, or do you think we've covered it pretty well?
I think we covered it pretty well.
Okay.
It's like you've done this before.
Yeah. Now I have three final questions for you that we're going to wrap up. Okay. First question might be a little bit of a lengthy answer, but I'd love for you to share, and I do want you to share what are one or two things that do work the best for generating listings from repeat and referrals now. Do you do anything proactive about generating, not just from past clients, but like getting clients to refer listings too, you know what I mean? Or your sphere of influence to get them to refer listings. So let me actually make it easier for you to answer. What is the best thing I should do as an agent to get people that I already know in my sphere of influence to refer listings to me? What should I send them? Should I call them? What do I do to get that? It's
staying in touch with them. And that's the very baseline approach, okay, no matter which direction you choose to do it in, because there's so many different ways to do that. So it depends on your budget, but as the main thing is don't let them forget you. That is why most people, your past clients, don't use you anymore. It's not that they didn't like you. They loved you.
Right.
Find out they forgot your name or they forgot your face. They can't remember who you are because it's been 2 years.
Well, it's that NAR stat, right? A realtor stat where it's like, did you like the last agent you used? Yes. Would you use them? Yes. Like 74, 80%, or 90% of people say yes. Did you use them? No.
Nope.
Right.
So it's staying involved and staying in front of them as much as possible without being annoying.
Okay.
And of course, and so it's just like if you're marketing for new business, you're just doing that same thing. You're still marketing to them. You just now have a relationship there. So it's easier to just have a conversation with them. You're keeping up with them maybe for birthdays and for anniversaries and for anniversary of the home purchase. their kids' anniversaries or births, anniversaries, the kids' births. Whatever it is that you know about them, we do client appreciation events. We sometimes tie those into charities. We'll do charity fundraisers and invite the clients. We have holiday parties. There's just so many things you can be doing. You can rent out a movie theater. You can open up the botanical gardens. You can rent a ball game.
Right.
There's multiple ways to do this.
What do you think about, Michael Hellickson talked a lot about doing quarterly client appreciation events. Do you do anything like that in your business, doing client appreciation events where you can not only invite the people you know, but get them to invite other people that they know?
Yes. We love those appreciation events.
How often do you do yours?
We do not do, now I think inviting them and asking them to invite other people sounds great, especially when you're smaller and starting out. When we will have client appreciation events that may have 200 to 500 people attend. So we make ours a little more exclusive now, that they are exclusive for our clients.
Got it.
But we also keep wanting to make them more exciting so that people are excited to be a client to get invited.
Got it.
So it's making an event so memorable or so entertaining or so like we want to be there. We want to be on that list. I want to be, and that's the A list. I want to be invited to that holiday party. It's at the museum. It's like the red carpet. Events Magazine covers it. We want to be there. So you've got to kind of up your game once you get to a certain level to be able to make it exclusive.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
For the beginning, I don't recommend that. I recommend it for everybody.
Quantity. Get quantity.
I would open up the whole botanical garden, so we wanted everyone to come and bring all their friends and family.
Okay, perfect. Okay. How often would you recommend doing a client appreciation month? I mean, a client appreciation event?
Either twice a year or quarterly, or 3 times a year. Anywhere, I think twice a year is a minimum.
Okay.
I think quarterly is ideal, but again, it pertains to time and budget and sometimes weather. You live in Alaska, it's not always going to work out.
Right.
If you're in a relocation market, like in South Florida, you've got people who only live there maybe 6 months out of the year. So you need to base it off of your market and do things that just make sense for you.
Actually, Wes Madden from Alaska is on the summit too. I'm going to make sure I ask him about weather patterns. We're going to spend like 10 minutes talking about weather patterns for sure now. Okay.
Ask him about putting up signs.
Okay.
That's
right. Well, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I mean, did I use flyers?
I will.
I would, Wes.